Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's topic of what now? The summer, not guide, but the summer accompaniment for you and having kids, being a kid, and not only surviving but thriving this summer. So, today's topic is intimacy, and it's a hot one because as soon as we come into this word, we start to, it's actually one of the first words that kids say, mom, dad. We start to deal with relationships and we identify ourselves as part of a relationship. I know many kids that do not know their mom or dad's name. My kids call me Chiara, so not them, but many others. They're like, it's mom. And you're like, do you know what's her name? And they're like, mom. It's like, so is she mom for everyone? And they're like, no, it's my mom. And that's actually one, actually, the word intimacy. Oh, ciao there, adorable. Oh my God, sorry. I mean, his daughter is just beaming. So, everywhere we learned to everywhere we learn the necessity of a relationship, and everywhere we learn what a relationship means or does not mean. Can we destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all known shorts, boys, proverbs, and beyonds. So with intimacy, we're talking about closeness. Intimacy comes from Latin and it means something buried deep inside. It means something very close, something we're friend with, and something familiar. So family and intimacy do belong to the same field of words, semantic fields. So one very different kick that access consciousness has is that you cannot have intimacy if you don't have it first with yourself. Also, you cannot have a great relationship until you like yourself well enough to enjoy the time with you. So, what Access Consciousness says is that when you enjoy the time with you, then you can start adding people to your life. So, what invention are you using to create the crap relationships you are choosing? Everything that is, can we destroy and create it? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. And as soon as we talk about relationship, it's very easy to go to couple relationship. But the first relationship that starts defining our identity is the relationship we have with our parents. And the first relationship that the kids that we have, or the kids that we have around, start to have with us is through relationship. So it can be my mom, my teacher, my auntie. So everywhere we gave up parts and bits of ourselves, everywhere we gave up intimacy with ourselves to belong to a relationship that then turns into a boring work and an obligation. Can we destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. And one very, very dynamic tool that I very much recommend, you probably heard it, but is to destroy and uncreate. What does that mean? Destroy is everywhere you have been energetically feeding any limitation or limited point of view, destroy that. And uncreate means taking away, withdrawing all your creative power and potency to redirect it to something that is generative, to something that is enjoyable. So every day, what would it take to put your presence to the people in your life, starting with parents and going on with kids, and destroy and uncreate the relationship that you have with them. The relationship is everything definition, everything past, everything impossible about it, so that you can start creating it anew every day. One thing that I do when I destroy and uncreate all my relationship is, rather than saying destroy and uncreate the relationship with my son, I say destroy and uncreate the relationship with Felix Simari, which is the name and last name of my son. So I would suggest you using name and last name, so to identify the being that you are addressing, rather than the relationship with the being that you have right now. I have personally found it way more expansive to destroy and uncreate the relationship and start relating myself with the kids. I've been a teacher also, so not just with my sons, but like with kids and adults in my life, using the name and last name. Because this lifetime, they might be your parent, your daughter. Who have they been through all lifetimes? This week, I might have a very tired face because I took care spontaneously, because I love her, but still, I took care of my grandma. She is 97. She's perfectly, almost perfectly independent, but it's very much like having a baby around that requires and demands all your attention. So, and then we're opening up for question, but there is this really cool process that I'd like to run. You guys have it, so yes. One other very interesting kick of access consciousness tools is how much we use relationship to fully occupy each other's realities, so that we are together occupied in each other's reality. And it can be with husbands, parents, family, colleagues. We're touching this topic as a conscious parent, conscious kid conversation, because it's one of the core topic of parenting and be parented, relationship, intimacy, and all the point of view where we belong to our family. It's interesting how one of the first words that kids learn is mine, like my toy, my mommy, my bed. So relationship is one, and occupying each other's reality is the biggest substitute for intimacy. Relationship is, I'm not going to go too far, but it is an explant. So it's something that we learn is valuable and real in this reality, and is often, more often than not, an obligation. So everywhere we misidentified relationship as oneness. Can we destroy and uncreate that? Right and wrong, good and bad, put and puck, online shorts, boys, polite beyonds, and everywhere we misidentified relationship as intimacy and intimacy as relationship. Can we destroy and uncreate that? Right and wrong, good and bad, put and puck, online shorts, boys, polite beyonds. Doesn't feel like an intro today. I don't know why, but relationship is like hot topic. So how much, and that is the clearing, we're going to put it in the group as well. So how much have you locked into your body to occupy other people's realities, and how much have you locked into your body to allow them to occupy yours, and how much have you solidified so they would never go away, because you felt if they went away you would lose the source of your reality. Everything that is times n gazillion, will you destroy it and create it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, colors. Let's run it again. It's a biggie. How much have you locked into your body to occupy other people's realities, and how much have you locked into your body to allow them to occupy yours? And how much have you solidified so they would never go away, because you felt if they went away, you would lose the source of your reality? Everything that is times and gazillion, will you destroy it and create it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, points. Isn't that interesting? You felt that if they went away, you would lose the source of your reality. How much did that happen if you have kids? How much did that happen when you were a kid? How much do you want to lose your parents as the source of your reality when you're a teenager? So everything that is, everywhere, anyone, everywhere you made anyone the source of your reality, can be destroyed and created. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. And oh, what creation of need are you using for the relationships you are choosing? Everything that is, right? Could we destroy and upgrade it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys. Alrighty. How are you guys? It's a bit of a hot topic. If you do have any question or anything that you'd like to Jared, like I do. Let's go.
It's very quick.
Yeah.
You know the tool to destroy and create your relationship, and you suggested to run with name and surname, last name. So I tried it once, and I went totally crazy because I had to call every person I knew in the world, because I cannot destroy and then create just a few relationship if I'm doing that right like that. I have to go through all the people that I know to call them with name and surname to destroy and create a relationship because of a little bit of OCD. So what can I, what, like, do you have any suggestions for that part? And I'm going to translate myself.
Yeah, love bug you. So, how much more connected are you that you have been giving yourself credit for? And Gary Douglas says that we've been everything and we have done everything. So, this lifetime, it's like a deck of cards and you shuffle them and it's a new set every lifetime. Um, I'll tell you, like, my second kid used to tell me when he was very, very young, used to tell me in this very southern Italy accent, "You're all my life." And I'm gonna say it in Italian because you will know how it feels. Tu sei tutta la vita mia, which means like you're all my life. But it's a very passionate way of being like, when I was reprimanding him because I don't know, he was doing something, I was like, no, Martin, don't do that. Like, it's don't do that now, or it's dangerous. And he would come to me and say, but you're all my life. And I was like I think, and I was realizing how he was stuck on another lifetime that we had together. So I had this conversation with him as a maybe 2 years old toddler, and I said, Martin, I adore you, and this lifetime you're my kid and I'm your mommy. So we might have had many lifetimes as lovers, but not this lifetime. And I said it very clearly, and it might sound very weird, but for example, with him, it was very clear that we had many lifetimes together. So, how many lifetimes and how many lifetimes of relationship have you had with all the people in your life that makes it so that when you destroy one, when you start addressing the being rather than just the relationship in this lifetime, make it so that you open this Pandora box and you have to go through everyone. And how much ease and clarity can you have with that? What talent and capacity of turning the page do you have that you might have not acknowledged? Oh, and one more thing. Everywhere, um, name and surname, you can do whatever. It can be your classmate, it can be your grandparents. Everywhere you have been their parent and everywhere they have been your kid, destroy and uncreate that also. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyond. You might start to empower them to acknowledge that you are not the source of their reality. They are. And if you do that, and after that, you feel like you need to eat like 1 kilo of sugar because you're like drained, like you're like, I'm done, I've done so much work. Please do, or have your bars run, because it's a much bigger work than we give ourselves credit for. Also, being the most aware person in your family, between your colleagues, circle of friends, is is a position of leadership and responsibility, which doesn't mean like a burden, like, oh my gosh, I need to work my ass out, rather than responsibility, etymology corner. You all know it by now. Responsibility means that you are able and capable to respond. It's not an obligation. It's not a job that you also don't get paid for. It's a choice, an active choice that you have. And by the way, you can always ask, can I get the money now, please? Because energetic work is still work. So when you're running processes, when you're clearing stuff up, can I get the money now, please? Please ask that. How is it, Jaya? Is it good? Oh, does it get even better?
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Okie dokie. We got to 20 minutes. It felt like 3 years and 20 minutes. So thank you, ladies, so much. And yes, we have some news coming up soon. So I will see you next Monday, all of you.